No filming in the house.
I'm going.
Who is it?
It's an unknown number.
Oh, don't answer. That's just your father again.
The switch doesn't work?
Oh, well, a dark room is oddly fitting for a Halloween evening.
Need any help?
Iggy! Our light in the darkness!
Welcome, everyone, to the first Halloween in space, in which you shall battle for these exclusive Earth candy.
They look so gross.
I want them.
Whoever tells the scariest story wins.
Ed wants to know what a scary story is.
Well, a scary story makes you go, ah, or something.
Wow.
How about we listen to one first?
I'll do it. Do poems count?
Sure.
Alright, I could tell one of Circeus's most famous poems. Every morning, 6 o'clock, Flare Finkel passes Flickery Dock. She spots a light that looks quite green as she comes upon a murder scene. In front of her, a gruesome sight, the few remains of a hellish fight. A headless body, devoid of light, gave poor Flare the biggest fright. Alas, Flare Finkel, still in shock, continues passing Flickery Dock. Every morning, 6 o'clock, she sees two lights that look quite green. She takes one step and hears a crack. Filled with terror, she then looks back. A mangled corpse lies on the deck. She's found another murder scene. And yet next morning, 6 o'clock, Flare's back again on Flickery Dock. She sees three lights that look quite green. She's come to know what those lights mean. In the distance, she hears a sound. Carefully, she looks around. It seems there's nothing to be found, except a leg right on the ground. Isn't it very odd that Flare is somehow present everywhere? A body's found, and she is there. The town agrees she can't be spared. The following morning, 6 o'clock, the masses gather on Flickery Dock for Flare to fire her final flame. It seems that everybody came. They do not see what she can see. There are green lights, of which there's three. They slowly float above a man. It's him, not me. No one seems to understand. But Aga Marta lends a hand. I believe her hands are clean. The lights I see are indeed green. The man, he flees right from the place. So Flare and others start the chase. They can't believe what they've just seen. The glowing lights, the flames of green. One misstep, that is all it took. For he got dragged by souls he took. He gave Flare Finkel one last look, drowned in a sea of green.
Impressive.
Yeah, pretty scary. But is it as scary as a ghost tornado?
A ghost tornado?
Yes, a ghost tornado.
Well, I'm intrigued.
Listen to this. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful young woman who fell in love with a wealthy gentleman. They quickly got married and everything seemed wonderful, but her promised happy marriage would not last. You see, this guy, he liked to mess around. One night, when he didn't come home, his wife went out to look for him, and there he was, with his arms around another woman, the unloyal bastard. Heartbroken, she ran off, completely caught up in her emotions. She didn't notice her hair cloth getting stuck on a branch, and so she fell. Bam! Crack! Dead. Next morning, she was nowhere to be seen. Not long after, her treacherous husband got engaged and married his mistress. Their wedding would take place on a wide open field. It seemed like a beautiful day. The new bride and groom were all ready to get hitched, when suddenly, clouds covered both suns one by one, turning the sky gray. The couple gazed in the distance. Suddenly, a tornado appeared out of nowhere. They hopped on their Gila and ran away, trying to escape its path. Out of nowhere, the wind swooped in and caught the bride, just like that. The man kept going, trying to outrun the tornado. But wherever he went, the tornado followed him. He could not escape. The tornado had him cornered. He could only watch in terror as the tornado got closer and closer and closer, till suddenly, the spirit of his former wife drags him into the whirlwind, ripping him apart. It's safe to say he would never cheat again. And if anyone ever thinks about being disloyal, they'll be sure to feel the vengeful winds of the wife scorned.
Well, rip Dad. I do feel a little bad for, his fiancée? I mean, he was the cheater, right?
Oh, what, her? Oh, she's okay, I think.
What, really?
Yeah, wind picked her back up when she fell or something, all good. Same for Igilla.
Oh, well, that's a relief.
But don't let that distract you from the ghost tornado shredding apart that cheater. The high speed of the wind ripped his skin off.
We get
Blood
it, man.
was gushing
Who's next?
everywhere.
Well, I know an old tale that used to scare me as a child. The Field of Ulbury. A travelling merchant visits a small town named Ulbury at the edge of the Trespan Sea. He swims past a field of the most spectacular-looking seaweeds he's ever seen. Further down the stream, he spots a farm that's for sale. The merchant, impressed by the farmer's field, approaches an old man and offers to buy his farm. The farmer accepts and tells him, "Count this as a blessing, young man. These weeds are the finest in all the seas, and they are all yours, the ones on your side of the field. Remember that well. You may do with them as you please. Nurture them and you'll live a long and comfortable life, I assure you." And so, the merchant took over the farm. As soon as he's moved in, he started reaping the benefits of his new investment. He sold all the weeds and made a huge profit. He looked over at the other side of the field, filled with weeds. He moved closer to it. Why did the old farmer not take this part too? He wondered, when suddenly he felt a chill. He moved away from the net. It's probably nothing, he thought to himself, and he went back to his farm. The next few months, his business grew and the demand for Ulbury's weeds became higher and higher. Before he knew it, the merchant's field of weed had been exhausted. It would take months for new crops to grow. He decided there was no time to waste, and so he cut down the net, claiming the whole land. Later that night, the merchant lay awake in his bed, uneasy. He was about to fall asleep when he heard a knock on the front door. He tried to get up, but he could not. The knocking became louder. "I'll be right there," he tried to say, but he could not. The knocks became louder and louder, closer and closer. They were right at the door, but he could not move. Suddenly, he heard a sound near the window, a cloaked figure leaning on the glass. Its cold tentacles slowly spread everywhere,
freezing the water until the entire room and the merchant had become ice. Days passed until his workers found him and managed to free him from his ice prison. He begged them to fix a net, and so they did. The merchant would never hear or see the strange figure again, but he knew it was watching from the other side of the field whenever he felt a cold chill.
Well, I got chills.
All right, Scarilla. Frighten us, won't you?
I'm not sure you can handle a Cthoan horror story.
Oh, come on. You can't scare me. Bring on the zombie apocalypse.
Such tales pale in comparison to the
Runner's feet?
Feet aren't scary.
No, feet aren't! But curses are. In a village near the Mount Kaikunbi, home to god of justice Kaikunbi, by the way, lived a man known as Karsidin. His strong as steel feet could bear the pressure of hardened lava rocks and boiling acid. Karsidin grew fame as the fastest runner, leaving behind all his competition, winning prize after prize on the marathon. But that would all change when a new man arrived in town named Takefuero. He was no ordinary man. Takefuero was strong, handsome, but even worse was that he was fast. So fast, in fact, he might actually be the first to beat Karsidin in a race. And if he beat Karsidin, then it would be over for him. He felt his feet aching. The ground underneath had become painful. Eventually, the jealousy would consume him, leading to a most desperate act. On the night before the marathon, Karsidin filled Takefuero's glass with a poison that would make him fall in a slumber so deep he would not even notice the sound of his own breaking bones as Karsidin's saw cut through his ankles. And after removing Takefuero's feet, he cut away at his own. Then, all he had to do was to seemingly sew Takefuero's feet on to complete the swap. Next morning, the race began. Karsidin, confident with his newly acquired footwear, became invincible, and he easily ran his way to victory. But when he crossed the finish line, he kept running, like his feet had gained a will of their own. Nothing could slow them down. Desperately, he tried to cling onto the passing trees, only for his feet to drag him right off. The edge of the abyss grew closer and closer, yet they would not stop running. Run, came a quiet whisper from the mountain. But if you think this is where it all ended, you are mistaken. Karsidin may have died from his fall, but the feet, they are still running. To this day, Takefuero's cursed feet run around Mount Kaikunbi, dragging along Karsidin's body until they've completely shed him. Now you know to never cut off someone's limb and take them as your own.
Good thing I never planned on doing that. Ever.
I still don't see why I should be scared of cursed feet. Like, what are they gonna do, huh?
Did you miss the part where I said they're still running?
Well, then they're running on Cthoa, and not here, thankfully.
They could have secretly boarded a ship to get here. Maybe they're finally free from Karsidin's remains and are now looking for a new body.
That's ridiculous. How...
Well, that's some dedication.
I told you weren't ready for a Cthoan horror story.
I'm still not scared, by the way.
Wow.
Ah!
Did Ed do wow?
Yeah. Very scary, Ed. Well done.
Good. Happy.
Right.
Wow.